Hello everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing the Godzilla vs. Kong Giant Mechagodzilla figure. This is approximately 11 inches tall. I've been waiting to get this figure for a long time. There's been so many scalpers scalpering it. I don't know if that's a word, but they've been selling them basically for prices beyond what it's worth. This figure probably takes a few bucks to make in the factory, but online and in store it's usually supposed to be $20 for the 11-inch figures, but however, it's being sold for 80 bucks, which is expensive and crazy. But I managed to find this one online. I did not pay a scalper. The person that was selling these sold about 15 of them on the same exact day, all sold out. I was lucky enough to find this. It was $20.08, a few pennies more, which it's worth it. The figure usually costs like 1987 or something like that, but it's worth it just for a few pennies more or cents more just for this figure. So really great figure overall. My first impressions, really think it's awesome. The second I seen it, it looks a lot better in person. And I didn't notice that the spikes had or the dorsal plates had the silver coloring to it. The tail does too. It's more noticeable. This is gray plastic around the rest of the body, really. But yeah, I can't wait to get this guy open. You can see it has Giant Mechagodzilla right there. Blockbuster movie Godzilla vs. Kong. Then you got Godzilla and Kong up here. Really cool. Dueling it out. And in the back, you could see a really awesome picture of Mechagodzilla. So getting that in, you can see really awesome looking. And it reads right here, legends collide as Godzilla and Kong, the two most powerful forces of nature, clash in a spectacular battle for the ages. The monster war rages on the surface, and deep within the world is a spectacular secret realm of the Titans known as the Hollow Earth is revealed. Really great packaging. You can see some of the Playmates and their Twitter or their Instagram and social media websites. Really cool looking packaging. So this was the first official image, I believe, that we've seen a Mechagodzilla. While he appeared in the trailer, but this was one of the first shots that we got to see of him since the toy was released a little bit earlier before the movie came out. So yeah, really cool packaging overall. I'm gonna keep it. Might take up some space, but it's worth it. So adjusting the lighting a bit more. My camera does like to go out of focus a lot of times, so I don't think there's a setting for it to be undone, but let's get this guy out of the packaging. So here's the giant Mechagodzilla out of the packaging. Really cool figure. So he does come in two pieces. When you first disconnect all of the little ties against him, so really cool, holding him down. So he does include a little peg right here. So adjusting the lighting a bit, it just did that for no reason. So looking at this, see it has a little peg right here. Really cool. It keeps going out of setting, which never usually happens. It's frustrating. So really cool looking figure. So guys, sorry about that. I just figured my phone got an update and it has this new feature where it could lock the exact lighting in the same exact spot. I didn't have it on that setting, so it kept resetting backwards. My phone is new and it requires updates every few days, which wasn't unlike my other phone. But here's Mechagodzilla looking really cool. You can see the tail. So what you want to do is basically just attach it back here. Kind of an awkward spot. Got to give it a good push, and then the tail might be a little on rotate. It might be a little disrotated right here in a weird position, but really cool figure. Then you could adjust him up for how tall you want him to be. I prefer this height, and there he is, the Mechagodzilla himself. Really cool looking figure, in my opinion, but very overpriced when it comes to in terms of money. Paying for this guy, 20 bucks is fair, but when it goes above 20 bucks, that's when it's killer. So what I think it's a great figure, but I don't think it's worth above 20. To some it is. Eventually it shouldn't be priced above its retail price within a few days or months or on the same exact date it's found. It's a unique character and really, really cool. Mechagodzilla. He's probably the second favorite of mine, or the first. My really favorite one is Mechagodzilla 3, aka from the Millennium series, the Kiryu. I forgot how you pronounce it, but the Mechagodzilla from Tokyo SOS and Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. Really, really great Mechagodzilla design. He has a little cannon. He has a little arm cannons and stuff, but really cool. They're blue and sometimes silver, and he has a drill. But this Mechagodzilla design is really awesome as well. So what you can do, I thought the arms, I wish they really had a pose where you can open them just like in the promo art, but that's just the way it is. So looking at the front of the figure, see if it adjusts. So really, really cool looking. As you can see, he has nicely painted eyes, a lot more detail than the other one. So really, really cool looking. Spikes are painted a lot better than the original, though the smaller one looks more silver in terms of color, but this one has a lot more pieces on it for detail. The other ones look more like kind of flush, the paint kind of flushed over it too much, and it just looks like the details aren't really shown as much. But really, really cool looking figure. I still think it's awesome. So fighting with the lock a little bit to keep the lighting in the right place. It's kind of a weird setting, but I'll get used to it. So really cool as well. The tail articulates, of course. You can get it 360. The midsection of the tail kind of rotates. It feels like it's on a spring because it rotates back without pressing on it. So I don't know if I should rotate it all the way around. Not worth breaking it, but as you can see, the back is awesome as well. So it looks kind of like Godzilla. He's a lot thinner than I would have wanted, but really great Mechagodzilla design overall. There were some concept arts, I believe, that were leaked, and I definitely prefer this one over the other one. So he does have articulation right here at the arms. This looks like a joint that articulates, but it actually doesn't, sadly. Now, his claws or his fingers do articulate. His hands are by his wrist, so really cool. It's on a... looks like it has clamps right there. Don't know if that's movie accurate. These are kind of big pieces, but really, really cool looking figure overall. Inside the mouth, I don't know if it'll show, but readjusting the lighting a bit. You can see it's kind of black in there. Really cool still. I like it a lot. I think it was red in the movie. I think it's black and it doesn't show red when it's turned off, but it's still really, really cool. You could see the missile projectiles, or the little things that project the missiles right here. Really, really cool. And then on the top of the head, a lot more detail than the original small 6-inch. A lot of nice parts to it. So setting this guy back really quick and adjusting the lock for the lighting, because it likes to do that a lot. So here we go. Let's see. Adjusting his tail a bit. As you can see, he does have some little fin pieces on the bottom of his tail as well. For his front, it's a little bit, it looks thinner than I wanted it to, but it looks really cool still. I think the sides look better than the front personally for this figure, but overall I think it's really cool. Has a lot of posability. Some parts I think they could have not limited, such as the legs right here. You could have had them spreading outward, not just moving back and forth, but the legs up here don't actually move, which is kind of upsetting, but it's fine. It's a $20 figure. It's not going to do a whole lot, but it's really cool. I really do like the Mechagodzilla figure. I'm glad I got it for a reasonable price. It's really, really cool. I do like it. Some of the applications, such as the spikes, aren't accurate. Well, they're more accurate than the 6-inch, I should say, because the Mechagodzilla has more silver on the dorsal plates, but this one is really good still. It's a lot better than paint application-wise. Besides the silver paint, it kind of lacks that silver metallic look to it. I think Jack Pacific made the Godzilla 2019 King of the Monsters toys, and they did good with dry brushing the King Ghidorah figure for their toy line. I have one of them. As you can see right here for the figure as an example, this is the little 4-inch one or whatever you call it. It has some dry brushing. They did good with that. I wish they could have done something like that with the Mechagodzilla, but it's fine. It works. I like it a lot. Really, really great figure. I do recommend picking it up if you find it at your store. Don't be like me and find the 13-inch roar and sound Kong at my Walmart. Don't pick it up, because that's something I did a few weeks ago and I regret it now. But I did get, however, for a reasonable price, which I'll be reviewing in my next video or the video before this. I don't know which one I'll upload first, but depending on which one I upload first, I will be reviewing as well the Godzilla 13-inch light and sound roaring Godzilla with the missile launcher accessory. So really cool. I found it for $30, which is about the same price as it is in store. So yeah, thanks again for watching my review on the Godzilla vs. Kong 11-inch Mechagodzilla figure. Now, getting for some final lighting. See if this works. Okay, there we go. Now you can see some shadowing, but I'm still working on the lighting and stuff. I think it's personally better than what I did before. But really cool figure overall still. I think it has a lot of detail. I think the details would be a lot more noticeable if you added dry brushing to the figure like most people do, customizing it. Personally, I might customize the 6-inch figures since they're less expensive, but the big figures like this, I think it takes more time, effort, and you risk messing it up. If you mess it up, it's worth more money, which is kind of messed up. And you mess up a figure that's harder to get. I think this guy's harder to get than the 6-inch. They're about the same, I would say. I don't know, but really, really great figure overall. Thank you guys again for watching the video. The tail is annoying me because it doesn't stay properly. Maybe that's just for mine, but due to packaging wearing out. But it's really, really great figure overall. So really quick, before I do anything else, I'm going to do a quick comparison with the 11-inch Godzilla. I don't have the 11-inch Kong yet, but I'll do a video with a comparison right now with that. So for a really quick comparison, I know the Godzilla's screw holes are showing. I tried to switch out the sides, like putting the Mechagodzilla on the other side, but guess what? He has the same issue. It's not as noticeable. It has less screw holes as well. You can see one right there. It kind of looks like mechanical parts, but when you notice it's more silver than the rest of the body of the figure, since this figure is mostly more gray, then that's when you notice it's not actually part of the figure, or it's supposed to be part of it. But really, really cool figure still. I tried to make him look as tall as Godzilla. I think he was taller. Let me see if I could get this a little bit taller, because I'm trying to stand his legs up as much as possible. It looks like he's giving him a hug. But it's a really cool figure, I think, overall. So thanks again for watching the video. As one last final comparison, let me get this big Godzilla out of the way. So here's Mechagodzilla next to the rest of the Godzilla vs. Kong figures that I have so far. I mostly have Godzilla and Kong figures. And the big one you've seen previously a few minutes or seconds ago, the 11-inch Godzilla. These are the only ones I have currently. I hope to get all of them eventually and not pay scalpers, I should say, because I don't want to reward scalpers, and I took a lot of time to find these. I've been going about twice a week, which is a lot more than I usually go, and it's kind of messed up. I wish that Walmart wasn't the only ones selling these figures, but that's just the way it is. Target, I think it would have been great. I think Target sold the Godzilla 2014 figures, which was cool, but I don't know. I don't think for the Godzilla 2019 figures I think they were only released in Walmart, but yeah, now the Godzilla vs. Kong figures are only released at Walmart. Maybe you'll find them in some small retail stores, I don't know, but I only seen these at Walmart so far. So I think they're really overall great figures. So one quick thing I forgot to mention about Mechagodzilla is his legs do actually articulate. When I was bending them a bit, you could see they only articulate, well, they do articulate backwards. I didn't even notice that. I guess it's because sometimes the bulk of the leg right here gets in the way. But it's actually really easy to bend it backwards and forward. So really cool. That's a nice other gimmick for the figure. But I think I still do like it overall. The paint application isn't a defect for me. It's a great figure for 20 bucks, so I do recommend buying it if you are still looking for the figure. I wouldn't recommend paying over 20. That's just unfair. Try to find it for a fair price on eBay, at least around $21 or something. That's probably going to be impossible, but you never know. It might go down eventually, but the figures usually go up when they're out of stock and sold out. But I usually would have expected that for within a few years, but I didn't know that scalpel stuff's getting crazier and crazier. So thanks again for watching the video. I'll see you guys in another video.